looks like Openyin has already started the conversation. But Openyin, hold on for me. Safoni, you wanted to say something?
Yes. You see, I made the point that he was countering by asking you to ask me whether it was necessary for us to. And so I need to answer that one first. I said, in answer to your previous question, that I hope and look forward, when it's talked about the dollar coming down, the dollar rate dropping, that is my hope that we can get to where we once were, where the cedi was virtually at par with the dollar. But to get there are certain measures we need to put in place, and there are certain things we need.
Sorry, do you mean during the Kufuor era?
Yes, but that is what I'm talking about.
But that was rebasing of the cedi.
Whatever it is, it was one cedi. It was one cedi.
You see, this is what I don't understand.
No.
It's rebasing.
Whether it was rebasing,
challenges.
but at least we got there. And after that, we're back to where we are, where we didn't want to be. Isn't that the point?
Right.
President Kufuor is a different leader than President Akufo-Addo. Totally different.
Everybody's a different leader.
Totally different.
There's no question about that one. The cedi is a cedi, no matter who the leader is. The Ghanaian is the Ghanaian, no matter who the leader is. If Ghanaians want the dollar rate to drop, they want the dollar rate to drop, irrespective of who the president is. So, President Kufuor is former president. His Excellency President Akufo-Addo is the president of the Republic. He's the one who has said he knows how to bring an ailing economy back and not a dead, an ailing person back, an ailing economy and not a dead person.
Right.
That's what we are discussing. So, like I'm saying,
but you're bringing other things in, so I have to comment.
No.
Yes. You're bringing the Kufuor side. You said 1-to-1.
I didn't mention anybody.
But that was Kufuor's era.
Whether it was whoever's era, the cedi is dropping. The rate of the dollar is dropping. True or false?
True.
Isn't it the hope and expectation of all Ghanaians?
Yeah.
That it will drop down further,
and
prices will respond accordingly, and Ghanaians will be happier. Isn't it fundamental? Does it matter who the president was at the time? We are talking about His Excellency, the President of the Republic today, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and what he said. And I'm saying that, yes, we are making progress. We are moving on. But there are a lot of measures that will have to come in. Some of them will be difficult. Some of them will be painful. But the aim, ultimately, is for us to get to that point in our economy, whether it's 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 or whatever. At least we should get to that point where Ghanaians will feel comfortable and appreciate that the economy is moving in a direction that they want. That's all I'm saying.
Openyin, do you see that happening anytime soon?
What Philip is missing is that we didn't need to get here.
Well, I agree.
That is what he's missing.
I agree.
We did not need to get here.
We didn't need to get here.
If we didn't get here, right now, things would be moving.
Yeah. We didn't need to get here, but we are here.
And what brought us here? Look, I would even prefer that, okay, we've now gone for IMF support. I would prefer, once we get the board level agreement, we should now start putting in place measures to stop us getting here again. Measures to stop us getting into an 18th, it's 18th, we are 17th now.
18th.
We are 18th now to the IMF, we are 18th. Stop us getting into a 19th IMF program. And make sure that we adopt the fiscal discipline after this IMF transaction is over.
Right.
So that we move forward, making sure that we don't get here again. Because our history tells us, anytime we've gone to the IMF and we've come out of it, we go back again. And I expect, if President Akufo-Addo is saying he knows how to bring the economy back, this is the first measure he should take. And it should be, and should make sure that it can be a legacy of his. So that when we get into these situations, or we get into a situation where it looks as if the country is getting into some difficulties, we can point to him and say it was President Akufo-Addo who put these measures in place so we didn't have to go to the IMF.
Right.
We shouldn't start clapping, because the challenge on the people is not going to be easy. The kind of physical discipline these IMF guys are going to bring, it's not going to be easy on anybody. And you do know that okay, they said they would protect the vulnerable. And one thing I'm happy about is the fact that the IMF seems to have changed its modus operandi with regards to, these things. But it still cuts deep. It still cuts deep, and not easy. And Ghanaians have to learn to cut their coat according to their size. The one thing that has forced government to look at, which they should have looked at 2017, was the imports of our economy, the import-led economy. It's pushing government to now look at certain, and they should make sure that they sustain it. They sustain it. So, come March next year, they're saying first quarter, we will get support for the CD. We shouldn't relax. Because the moment that comes in, we are going back to what it used to be. We shouldn't relax. We shouldn't relax. We should continue to put those measures in place that when we now come out, we don't have to depend on foreign money to support our CD.